92.3 Amp Radio.
What's up, familia? Welcome to our Facebook Live on 92.3 Amp Radio with the beautiful Nina and Lady Gaga. High five all around.
Welcome, Mama. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here with us. Shout out to all the monsters chilling with you right now.
Hello.
Celebrating many things today.
Yeah.
One of them being the fact that your single's crushing it, Perfect Illusion. Not only did it go #1 on iTunes last Friday here in the U.S., but in the U.K. and in 60 countries. I mean, that just sounds ridiculous, right? Like, it sounds amazing. Do you still get nervous, like when, especially coming off of a 3-year chill out session, in the sense where you haven't given us any of your own material?
I'm sorry.
Chill out session, right?
She's like, I was
With
doing
your
anything
own album,
but
your
chilling.
own album. But like, do you still get nervous? Like, what are people gonna think of this new single of mine?
I mean, you know what? Actually, I wasn't really nervous about that for this song. I don't know why. I told my manager the other day, I said, I'm usually freaking out about that up until the last second. I think I got more nervous after, because now it's in the world and just there it is. But you know, yeah, there's always some nerves. But I laughed at you for saying that I have been chilling out for 3 years, because I toured the world with Tony Bennett and I was on American Horror Story, and it was so exhausting. So
no,
The
absolutely.
craziest years ever.
I would say like your own personal album.
yeah,
But,
that's true. I haven't
yeah.
put out a pop record in 3 years. Yeah.
No, you've been crushing it. I mean, you've been one of the busiest artists out there, period, and it's awesome doing some fashion stuff as
I
well.
was just making.
No, I got you. I'm good. I'm good. Also, today is your anniversary. Did you know that?
My anniversary.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty
My boy
awesome.
Mike Adam hit me up with this, and 6 years ago today, you cleaned up at the VMAs.
Oh wow.
Isn't that crazy? Fun
Wow.
fact about you.
That's
that
so
was the night.
cool.
You won 8 Moon Men that night?
Oof,
That
yeah.
was meat dress night.
That was the meat dress night. That was the meat dress night. Bad Romance and Telephone too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, how often do you kind of have those days where you're going about your business, maybe in the studio, you're hanging out with your friends, then all of a sudden somebody's like, hey, did you know you did this at this time like 3 years ago?
You know, it's every day is such a blessing. But I have to say that, you know, all of the awards or the prizes, they're not nearly as amazing as the blessing that it is to have fans and to have a voice in the world and to be able to help other people and spread positive messages, because I have you know, a voice to say things, and honestly, I'm mostly grateful for what the world has done for, you know, for me and for my family, like that. But the awards, yeah, that's awesome.
No, it's got to be epic. And I think we were talking about this with Nina, but your fans, you know, it's more than just your music. You're like an inspiration, your empowerment, because you're so real, you're so open, you're so raw about the things that you've gone through. And I think that's what makes you so loved by so many people, that you are so open and put it out there.
Well, I hope that they feel more connected to that part of me through this music. I mean, I definitely would say on this album, more than any of my other albums, it's not a concept record, you know, and each song is really its own story that is from my life and is autobiographical, but it's still really fun. And then there's also some moments that are really vulnerable, and but it's all related to, you know, who I really am, because what I realized is that I was feeling alienated by being becoming a, I don't know, a star or whatever you'd call it, right? And I realized that the way that I could feel less alone and I could heal myself was to share with other people through my music that I have go through the same pain that they do. So that's what's on the record.
Thank you for doing that.
And then with this record too, you had said you feel like a whole new artist, right? So if you look back on the past 2 years, like you said, you were touring the world with Tony Bennett, you worked on American Horror Story, so you were going to places that maybe you had never gone before, even within yourself. So with this album, how do you feel like you found that, you know, that bravery to take a step out, and where were you empowered to do that, and what message do you want to give this time?
You know, instead of stepping out, I stepped in.
I like that.
And allow people to come in.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm gonna, instead of going out, I'm gonna go in. And then by going in, I went back to what made me love music in the first place as a child, which is that it made everything okay.
Yeah.
And how can I make music that when it comes on, as many people as I can in the world, I can help make them feel that feeling of, oh wow, everything just feels okay right now. This song makes me feel
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I like about Perfect Illusion when it comes on. Like, I just feel like it's sort of an acceptance of your anger about love, and like
Absolutely.
and where you have failed, or maybe where someone else has failed, and how it really sucks when love doesn't work out.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you go like, because love is the most beautiful thing, right? And it's the best drug in the world,
Right.
There's nothing more amazing than thinking you're falling in love or being in love. And when that breaks or dissipates and the illusion goes away, there's some part of us that is just so confused.
Like, what happened?
What happened, and
What was
angry,
it?
and it's
Yes.
almost like, what did I do wrong, or what did you do wrong? But what Perfect Illusion, ultimately does is just says, like, I just see that it wasn't real. It doesn't really make a statement about whether that was bad or good, but that's just the way that it is.
But let me ask you this. The fact that maybe sometimes in our relationships things don't work out the way we want them to, and we were so in love, does it make it that love wasn't real at that time?
Not necessarily at all. I mean, I think that's like the point of the song, is that it's just one of those things we ask ourselves when it is over. And other times, you have that mature understanding of, oh, it was love, and it was not an illusion, it was real. That's another feeling too. But this song touches for me on not just that aspect of relationships, but also where we are now in 2016, trying to date over the internet with Instagram, and like, people look, I mean, because I hang out with my friends and they're like,
realest
oh,
thing.
I saw so-and-so on Instagram last night, and look what they were doing, and they said that they were here, but then they posted a picture that they were there.
People are
And
lying.
and I can't do, like, I don't do that. So I'm just like, this is exhausting.
It is.
And I've been
trying to date that way.
because
Forget about it.
because I became like famous when I was like 20, I don't know, 2 or 3. So I
Yeah.
feel like I got like stunted in the social media chain. Like, there's certain things that I just like haven't experienced, So I watch what my friends are doing. I'm just like, you guys must be just like feeling crazy looking at what everyone's doing on Instagram and wondering if that's how somebody really looks, if you're going to go date them, or why, who's that other person in this picture, and why
putting all
are
these
they
stories together.
Right. So then you realize that, other people are creating perfect illusions of themselves. We're creating perfect illusions of ourselves, and we're all wondering why we can't find love. And I'm like, it's
'Cause
like
nothing's
it's
real.
like because none of it's not real.
Totally.
What would be the best way that you would like to meet somebody? Obviously you're saying maybe dating apps is definitely not your style. What do you think would be super dope? Like, cause I know my girl Nina here, we talk on the show all the time about this, producer Kristen as well. She's like, man, the struggle is real. Like, Nina's almost thinking like, do I need to get new hobbies? Do I need to go out and play softball, kickball?
I don't play softball.
Just whatever it is. Like, what do you think is the best scenario for Lady Gaga and anybody else to meet somebody for real?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's you'd have to ask my therapist about that. I don't know. What I would say is, I think what's really good is to hang out with people always that make you feel good.
Yeah.
And if you're ever hanging out anywhere where you don't feel good, don't be there, because why would you put yourself through that? Hang out with your friends. I think even house parties are good. Cook for each other, maybe, put on a movie. You can go to a bar later if you want. But, I think going to places that aren't so loud and actually talking to each other and getting to know each other, maybe play like pool or something.
Yeah.
Get what's real.
That's super good. No, I
Yeah.
love that.
I like to play chess. I think that's fun.
I am so impressed that you can play chess, first of all, because I think people have tried to explain it to me like on multiple
I'm
occasions.
good at checkers,
It's
but
not
not
that
chess.
hard.
Yeah.
I don't think I was sober at the time, so I'm like, what did you say?
That doesn't help.
Not good to drink and learn how to play chess, I don't feel.
doesn't help.
Note to self on that.
No.
Do you have a name for your album already, Lady Gaga?
Yeah, I do. But I'm not going to share it yet.
Okay, no, cool. So are you sold 100% on it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right, cool deal.
Well, it's an emotional.
I will say that it's a very personal title, and that it's a personal album, but also not, that doesn't mean, oh, it's stripped back, like it's not stripped back and here's the real me, you know. It's like every record I've done has always been the real me. It's just that after all this time, I really wanted to make an album where I was my father's daughter and my mother's daughter and my sister's sister and my friend's friend, and write music that when I played it for them, they loved it and it healed them in some way, and hopefully talk to, you know, I kept thinking about a woman somewhere out in my concert in middle America somewhere that like has no makeup on and her hair back and, you know, heirloom jewelry from her aunt,
Grandma.
yeah, right. Hanes sweatshirt with some rolled up jeans, kid in one hand, Pinot Grigio in the other hand, two other kids.
I mean, this is a specific picture.
Like running around, and she's just like listening to every word, and she's just crying with her hands up. Just, I can't believe that Lady Gaga knows how I feel.
Yeah.
No way. No way. Because I think then you can start to believe that people that are nothing like you could be exactly like you.
Well,
Absolutely.
well, you end up connecting with people more often than you think, and that whole emotional experience of making people cry and knowing that you cry in your day-to-day life, like all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but what I realized making the whole record and saying that to Mark Ronson, who I made that
Yes.
whole album with
You
every
guys cried
day.
together, right?
Yeah, all the time. Well, he didn't cry all the time. I cried all the time, and once in a while he would cry if something was really
He
fantastic.
did. That's
Of
awesome.
joy.
Of joy, of
Yeah.
joy. But you know, what I was trying, I forgot what I was gonna say. That's okay.
Well, talking about crying though, is there anything silly that you cry about sometimes where you're like, really? Like Nina, you show her any video or pictures of puppies and she immediately starts crying.
That's pretty funny.
I really do.
Anytime I see anything has to do with like a father-daughter, because I have a baby girl on the way,
That's pretty
that I'm so
funny.
blessed with, I start crying automatically.
He
Is there
does.
anything silly that you just, you're like, oh my gosh, I see this and I start crying immediately?
I cry. I'm a crier.
Me too.
I'm a crier. What do I see in what's silly?
Yeah.
That you would witness of me crying. That's, if I'm really really tired and stressed and haven't slept a lot and have been working and I can't find like my cell phone or something stupid like that, I'll just, where's my? Why?
Breakdown.
And I'm just like, well, I'll have a total breakdown about like something stupid, like where's my cell phone? But
Which is actually
but
for
that
you.
doesn't happen very often. I usually when I'm crying about things, it's over, you know, because I think a song is so beautiful,
Yeah.
and it's some like hippie crap.
Absolutely.
But that's cool though, because you're super in touch with your emotions, which probably helps with like the acting side of everything.
Absolutely.
I find that when I don't cry, I don't feel good. I don't know if that makes any
Blue
sense.
balls. It starts to feel like
It's almost
like,
for
I would
women.
imagine what that would feel like.
Tear-
Your
Yeah.
chest.
Blue tears.
Yeah, it's like my body. Like I sometimes gotta let it. Because you know, there's a lot going on around me all the time.
Yeah.
So I just gotta like.
Speaking about acting and whatnot, you're also starring in a film called A Star Is Born with my twin Bradley Cooper.
Yes. Yes, your twin.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, absolutely. What surprises you the most about working with him, whether it be good, bad, amazing, sad? Like, what surprised you? You're like, whoa, I didn't expect that.
You know what I didn't expect? I
Yeah.
didn't expect for us to be such like real friends.
Wow, okay.
You know, he's just such a normal, cool dude, but he's a genius, and it's amazing. And also, you know, he's such an inspiration, the way that he fights for people. Like I really felt like he really fought for me for this role, and we did a test for it for Warner Brothers, and you know, we're working together, and he's directing and acting at the same time. So he's standing behind the camera and I'm talking to him, and I'm saying something to him, and or angry or sad, and he's going, okay, camera come left, come around, yeah, that's the angle, boom, say the line again.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no bullshit. Do it again. No bullshit. And I'm just like, you know, trying to stay in character and relax. And it's funny too because he knows that like I have a lot of anxiety. I'm just like that kind of person. So, but he just like railroads right through it and pushes me further. So, you know, he's just like a really brilliant guy.
That's cool.
Before we wrap up, we want to play a little game with you and then go to questions from your monsters on Facebook Live right now with Lady Gaga. But it's basically perfect illusion or perfect reality. What do you think it is? For instance, Lady Gaga performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. Is that a perfect illusion or a perfect reality someday?
Like, would you see yourself doing it? If they approached you, would you be like, absolutely, I would do it?
Yeah.
You would be the perfect
Yeah.
fit for it.
Absolutely, I would.
Who would you choose to be in the halftime show with you?
I would ask, probably, first of all, the people I worked on the record with.
Absolutely.
Get Mark Ronson out on stage with you? That would be sick.
Yeah.
You got to do his little head bob.
Sick at
his little
guitar.
thing.
No, he is. He is.
Woof.
He hung out with a super talented, super genius. Perfect illusion or perfect reality? Lady Gaga running for president of the United States one day.
That's a perfect illusion.
Absolutely not. Kanye West said he's going to run in 2020. Maybe you guys can run together.
Also a perfect illusion.
Perfect illusion or perfect reality? Lady Gaga married with kids within the next 5 years.
Yeah, perfect reality.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Would you want to live here in the States?
That's, I don't know, man. That's like really getting deep. I don't know where I want to
Like, I haven't
live.
gotten that far yet.
I don't know.
Did you enjoy growing up here in NYC?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I don't know where. I don't know.
Do you stay with you have a place here, right? Or do you
Yeah.
go stay with your parents?
Yeah,
sometimes,
I
have
rent.
sleepovers. you
I
know?
rent in New York.
Yeah.
Like
That's
everybody
perfect.
else, right? We're like mad.
I
rents
do.
right
I
now.
rent.
Yeah.
And I have to walk up 2 floors.
We have
Girl, I have
some.
4.
Well,
Yeah, that's why you guys are in mad
I
shape. You
used
guys
to
are in
have
awesome shape.
8.
Yeah, that wins.
We have some questions from your monsters. Producer Kristen, what you got for us?
Melanie Gomez wants to know, what is the one thing you always think about when you walk on stage to perform?
Before you walk on stage to perform, what's that one thing you always think about?
Honestly, I think about the fact that my father lost his sister Joanne when she was 19 and he was a kid, and how she never got to live the rest of her life, and how I'm going to go out there and live it for her.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's
That's
exactly
deep.
what I think.
Every time you take a moment.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
actually,
cool.
if you were to go back
Yeah.
to look at the footage from almost every backstage footage that's ever been taken of me for almost every performance I've done since the beginning, we always say Joanne right before.
And that's what that means.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. I like
love
that.
One more question.
Yes, actually, you have a lot of people asking you when and if we can expect a video for Perfect Illusion.
Video for Perfect Illusion coming.
It's coming soon. I mean, it's coming out soon. We're just finishing it up, and we have a release date. We're just not telling you when.
Girl, you are so full of mystery. We don't know anything about anything except for that it's here, which I guess is part
I'm like bearing my soul. What are you
What do you
talking
mean?
about?
I mean, you're bearing your soul, but it's not here
what do you
yet.
want?
I want everything.
You want clickbait, okay? That's what you want.
Lady Gaga, what is, to wrap this up, I want to thank you so much for taking this time. We're super stoked for your new music. And like we were talking a little bit before we went live, but it's just awesome when we get, you get a lot of artists that are hit makers in the game, but then you get artists that change the game.
Yes.
And go above and beyond music and really reach out to their fans and say, hey, we're on this journey together. You help me out, I help you out. And thank you for being that type of artist. We really appreciate that.
That's really nice of you to say. Thank you. And I'll pass that along to the guys. Because they are. I gotta say, I hope that what everyone takes away from this record and even from this song is that one of the greatest gifts that was given to me making this album was the family and the friendship that was built between me and the musicians that made it together. And I could cry. I love those guys so much.
That's amazing.
Well, thank you so much. This week you're going to be performing at Tony Bennett's 90th birthday bash. How you find time for all this is amazing. What did you give him for his birthday? Like, what do you give Tony Bennett for his 90th birthday?
Actually, for Tony's birthday, they declared Tony Bennett Day in New York.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty fabulous. He got his own holiday
Yeah.
in New York City. And also, I got him a watch.
Nice.
There's got to be
You
some
can't
type of
go wrong
meaning
with
behind
that.
that. There's got to be
I'm a-
some type of meaning behind it.
Not
Timeless.
I got to tell
There
you,
you go.
the thing is Tony's just really old fashioned and very sweet and humble, and he wouldn't. I've done some creative things in the past. I had somebody write "Happy Birthday" Tone in the sky with an airplane once, but I sang for him for his birthday, and we did the the holiday for him, and I gave him the watch. And I'll tell you something about Tony is that he thanked me for that watch more times. He thanked me for he called me so many times and said thank you, because it meant so much to him, and he teaches me so much every day with that. You know, he's just and you know, Elton too. He's been such a powerful, you know, family figure in my life, and I feel lucky to have them to, you know, help me navigate my future.
And then you turn around and you do the same thing for your little monsters and everybody else that follows you as you go about it. It's a powerful thing.
I hope so. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you feel connected, you know, to me through the music, and I hope you feel connected to each other. And more than anything, I hope that you find connections to people that you wouldn't normally be connected to. I mean, that's kind of really what the point of the record is
Absolutely.
like we all have something in our lives that defines who we are, and that's what makes us the same.
Yeah. Well, thank you for leading by example on making real connections with people, not being afraid to be yourself 100%.
Yes.
And say, hey, you know what? Sometimes, some days are good, some days are tough, but if we're together, we're going to make it.
That's
so
right.
thank you.
That's
we love
right.
you, girl.
That's
Appreciate
right.
you
I love
coming
you
to hang
too.
out
Thanks,
with us.
man.
High fives all the way. I love it.
Yes.